Esiane kajanya seda arefre wonipa ho enso da me paya ne se mi remfi papa waya me esiane kajanya sedo arefre wonipa ho ade aba ko na mesra ne se mi remfi papa waya me wana na se mi bun kompo ko shemechi e bia mi frene.
We welcome everyone to our station. We are here at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology at the graduate school for the African Leadership Transformation. There is a program here. I made a one-week program which has been very, very interesting, and the coordinator, or let me say the executive director of the program, is here. So I would like to speak to him to find out why they chose Ghana and certain things that you and I need to know about the program. So please stay tuned and let's hear what he has for us.
Very much.
Your name?
My name is Daniel Kamanga.
From which country?
I come from Kenya, but I live in South Africa.
Okay. Yes. Anything about African Leadership Transformation? Could you please enlighten us about the program?
The African Leadership Transformation Foundation, our vision is an Africa that works for everyone. Now, of course, in many areas, there are things that are not working, whether it's in our economy, whether it's in our politics, whether it's in our education. So there are many areas that are not working. They may be working for a few people, but they're not working for everyone. Now, in the areas where things are not working, what is needed is leadership. That is why the African Leadership Transformation Foundation, our only focus is to look at leadership and how we can transform leadership so that things can work for millions of our people, wherever they may be. I love Ghana. Ghana is a wonderful country. I've been here many, many times. I feel like Ghanaian. I don't think if somebody saw me in the streets, they'll probably think I'll speak. Some people even speak Twi to me, and yes, and so I need to learn a little bit of Twi so that I can be able to respond to some people. Yes, this is the very first time that we are doing this course in Ghana, and we have done this course 3 times in Kenya. So the course has been in Africa. It's been done by probably over 3 million people all over the world. So this course is equivalent to 1 semester in a university. But we know that many people do not have that time, especially the people we are targeting who are already in leadership places in universities, in government, in the private sector, in business. So those people don't really have 3 months to be away from what they are doing. So we have compressed it into 1 week. And what we do is that we have got what we call pre-reading. So we get the material to them maybe a month before the time. So they read the material, and by the time they come to the course, it's possible to take them through this course for about 5 to 6 days. We brought it to Ghana because one of the things that we have realized, especially with the universities, if you speak to the International Programs Office in this university, you'll find that there are many, many relationships between this university and universities in Europe, universities in America, universities in Japan. But I think one of the things as Africans we need to do is to begin to develop closer African relationships. So this course, for example, is being led by somebody from America. But the core leaders, we have got two core leaders. 2 of them are from this university, and 2 are from Jomo Kenyatta University in Kenya. So our goal as a foundation is to ensure that the next course, we want the Ghanaians to be leading the course in South Africa, and vice versa. We want the South Africans to be leading the course in Kenya. That way, our universities can have true and real collaboration. Yes, we enroll people who are doing something in the world. There are people who are doing work with children. There are people who are one of the participants has got probably. I can't remember the number, but a lot of orphans that they are taking care of. Others, we have a politician from Kenya who is in politics. We have people from the private sector, people who are doing great things already. But when they come into the course and they begin to discover for themselves what leadership really is about, they're able to go back and do whatever it is that they are doing. They're going to be able to amplify it much, much more. Some of them are going to stop doing what they are doing and start doing new things. So we want to unlock the leadership potential that we have in Africa, because at the end of the day, what we want to do is an Africa that works for everyone. So we don't see leadership in a limited fashion. as a position. It's not a position. Leadership is creating a future that will not happen unless it's created. So if you're in a community and you find that maybe there are abused women, and you step forward and say, how might we have a society in which there is no women abuse? That's a created future. And it is possible. There are societies in which you find that the kind of abuse that happens in many countries don't exist. So I believe that it is possible to create impossibilities so that we don't give up and say, things are never going to change in Ghana, things are never going to change in Kenya, things are never going to change in South Africa or Zambia or any African country. We can say it is possible for us to have a country that works for its citizens. It is possible. We believe in that. We have just broken ground. So we are not coming, it's not a hit and run. We want a long-lasting relationship with Ghana as a country. So we understand that transformation is not a quick job. It takes time. So you have these conversations and people see for themselves what they can be able to do. So we want to come and support what has started here. We want to get more universities to be involved in this work. We want to see this work begin to transform different spaces in politics, in the private sector. The lack of leadership is not in a single place, it's in everywhere, including even the church. I know Ghana is a Christian country and we have very many churches that require and demand leadership. So if there was better leadership, even in the churches, you'll find that whatever it is that the churches want to achieve, they'll be able to achieve much, much more. Yes.
Mr. Daniel Kamanga, the Executive Director of Africa Leadership Transformation. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you so much and God bless you.
Moit, and I am from Ethiopia. I work at the Addis Ababa University in my country. I would rather say it's a discovery than an impact or life-changing. I would say it opened a whole arena to discover about myself, about leadership, being a leader, and exercising leadership effectively as my natural self. Exactly, we haven't learned anything. Because this course is not about learning, it's not about knowing, it's not about understanding, it's about discovering. So it gave me an access, or it gave me an opportunity to discover how to discover. So access to the things that are going within myself, access to discover in living out here or living or impacting others, how that would be. So it's more of a lifelong discovery. It's going to be like that. So the essence of it's not to learn, know this, know that, be this, be that. No, it was just for us to be able to discover that being a leader provides you with an endless, a limitless opportunity to be whatever you can be or whatever you choose to be, and an endless and limitless choice of how to act or being in action. So that I think you continue to do every day throughout your life, and another discovery was creating a future, and living for something bigger than what Mariamite is. So all these are just discoveries, not learned facts. To my knowledge, now this is knowledge, the ALT Foundation is actively working in Africa now to make the course accessible to different countries in Africa, in our continent. So if anyone could probably communicate ALT now or ALT Foundation, Africa Leadership Transformation Foundation, I think that would be the best gateway to the course as long as Africa is concerned.
My name is Valile Dwai. I'm coming from South Africa. The city is East London on the eastern part of the country, which is called Eastern Province. The program is on being a leader and the exercise of leadership effectively as a natural self-expression. We started this program in Kenya in 2018. And this is the second country we're conducting the program in. In Ghana, it's because we had champs who participated in our 2018 program, And now they were the first one to say they would like to come and conduct it in Ghana. And we're very much supportive of that as the foundation. And we're looking forward to coming to Ghana. The impact is more in terms of, because the program itself approach is very revolutionary. It's not according to other programs that we have attended in the past, which are more about explaining leadership. This one is more about the being of leadership. The implication of that is that if you have got a thorough understanding of the approach that is used in the program, you can always apply it in all the contexts that you are in, and you can apply to solve the challenges or to have a better insight in terms of the complexity of the challenges that we're dealing with.
I'm Engineer Marianne Jimfo Boateng, a Ghanaian, an electrical engineer. Okay, it has made me understand integrity in a different way, more better now. And I've realized that there's a need for me to keep, when I make my word a word, I should keep it. If I'm not able to keep it, I have to put in measures to honor my word. It's been at Kenya, from Kenyatta University, I think twice there, but this is the first time in Ghana. As I said earlier, that integrity is very important in whatever we do. From our basic life to your work, your relationship, your everything. It's very, very important.
Okay, my name is Allwell Okpi. I am a journalist and fact checker from Nigeria. I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful training. I mean, I haven't seen any training like this. It's been a journey for me in the past 6 days of self-discovery, discovering where I have been failing in terms of integrity, in terms of acting without authenticity, and really understanding what it means to be a leader and to exercise leadership as my natural self-expression. It's such a training that I believe is needed for Africa, and particularly my country, Nigeria. And the much I've learned from here, the things I've discovered, I believe have empowered me to begin to do something about the leadership gaps that we have in my country, Nigeria. Sort of, being able to share what I've learned as a way of helping to raise leaders that will take my country to where it should be. I also want to thank the Alt Foundation for this, putting all of this together, for the opportunity to be a part of this transformation, and also for all the sponsors who made it possible for me to be here and to have this experience. Specifically, one of the things that stood out for me is understanding how to act with integrity, understanding that my word is me, and that if I do not keep my word, honor it, it diminishes me as a person. And I've also, realized that in many ways I've not been authentic, really acting and leading with authenticity, and also, being able to understand that I need to be a cause in the matter, taking responsibility to, bringing leadership in situations that I find myself, those and the general conceptualization of leadership and what it really means. I mean, those are the things that I've learned, and of course, in the process, also discovered a lot of constraints that have hindered me from being, a leader the way I should be. Yes, it's my first time in Ghana. Yeah, very interesting. I don't know. I guess that's up to the organizers, but I mean it's been a good experience. Yeah, probably. I don't know if I'll be able to come here for it again, but I hope that probably next time it will host in my country, Nigeria.
I am Yolande Ilbudo from Burkina Faso. I'm in Ghana for a course called the Leadership Training. It has a lot of impact on my life, private life, my life within my community, and my professional life. It's the only country that is surrounding our country. It's a neighboring country. That's why we are here. I've learned about integrity, giving one's word and honoring it. And if you are not able to honor it, then you can go back to the person and tell him why you cannot honor it.